Howdy, hi. It is Do Your Job Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Monday, July 14th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, so one of the weirdest days in the WNBA so far. We go 4-6, that comprised of 3-1 on over-unders, 1-1 on player props, 0-4 on the spreads. I feel like we should have hit two of them. The other two never really stood a shot. And then if you take a gander at the bottom of the screen, there I am seeing a million Arike Gumbawales. They're just surrounding my brain. So she is the entirety of the ban list today. 0 of 10 in her first game back in like 2 weeks. We should trade her for Kennedy Carter. 1-for-1 swap. Arike Gumbawale goes to Mexico. We get Kennedy Carter. I think everyone would like that. All right, so that 4-6 day brings us to 158 and 150 on the season. I'm going to recap these games, and then we'll get on to the 2 games and 2 player props for tomorrow. Our first winner, we had Paige Becker's PRA over 26.5. This one hit pretty easily. It looked like it was going to fly over, and then she only got like 2 PRA in the entire second quarter. But she still hits 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for 29 PRA total. Probably would have been higher if some of her teammates could have actually put the ball in the hoop. I am looking at you, Arike Gumbawale, 27 minutes, 2 points, 0 of 10 from the field, 2 turnovers, and 3 personal fouls. How is she in the WNBA? I genuinely do not understand how Arike has a job. Next winner, we had the over 174.5 in the Wings and Fever game. This never was in doubt. Final score, Fever 102, Dallas Wings 83. There were 55 points scored in the first quarter alone. Dallas Wings 48% from the field. Fever 52% from the field. Lots of offensive rebounds. Not too many turnovers from the Fever side of things. They only had 9. The Wings had 18. Not ideal. It was pretty evenly spread out between the team. Paige Beckers had 4. Maisha Hines-Allen had 5. Isaiah James had 3. JJ Quinterly 2. Arike 2. So, not the best of days from Dallas, but they can't play a lick of defense. Giving up 102 points to the Fever when Caitlin Clark only had 14. That is not ideal. Then had the over 161.5 in the Connecticut Sun and the LA Sparks game. This one also never a doubt. It's 2 teams who don't play defense. Final score here, Sparks 92, the Sun 81. The Sun might have turned a corner because they have not been horrible recently. They shot 50% from the field. Sparks shot 47% from the field, 75% from the free throw line. They won the offensive rebound battle 15-6. They won the turnover battle 13-17. Azurá Stevens, 21 points and 11 boards. Shout out to Azurá. Then you had Kelsey Plum, 23 points. Rakia Jackson, 19. Derricka Hamby, 17. It was all of their starters. And thankfully, they only played Sarah Ashley Barker 5 minutes. I think they should play her 0 minutes a game because she's that bad. But we are starting to lean that way. Then we had the under 159.5 in the Mystics and the Storm game. Another one that was never a doubt. Final score here, Mystics 74, Storm 69, Mystics 44% from the field, the Storm 36% from the field, teams combined 28% from deep, and there were 33 turnovers this game. That was an ugly game of basketball. All right, now we get to the losers. It is 4 against the spread lines. We had 1 over-under, and then we lost on Gabby Williams' PRA over. First game, it was the Wings plus 10.5. If you would have told me the Wings scored 83 and I was getting 10.5, I probably would have told you we won. But I'd be wrong because the Fever scored 102. The Wings don't know how to play defense, and Arike Gumbawale doesn't know how to shoot the ball. If Arike just goes 4 of 10 with 1 3-pointer thrown in there, we cover the 10.5. But we can't have nice things, and neither can Arike, as she goes 0 of 10 from the field. So we lose that. The next game, this is probably the worst beat of the day. Dream plus 4.5. we had the over 166.5. What if I told you that the Dream had an 11-point halftime lead and they don't cover 4.5? This is the second time they have absolutely choked away a game in New York, but this time it was because they couldn't put the ball in the hoop. Alicia Gray and Jordan Canada combined 5 of 26 from the field. 5 of 26, 1 of 11 from deep, not to mention 17 of 23 from the free throw line. The Atlanta Dream as an entire team, 38% from the field, 28% from deep, 61% from the free throw line, 17 of 28. The Liberty played awful basketball, did not deserve to cover this game. 38% from the field, 32% from deep. Sabrina Ionescu shot 3 of 20 from the field, and they won the game and covered. How any of that happened, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Dream. Also, Ryan Howard didn't play. She was not on the injury report. And then an hour before tip-off, she gets announced she's not playing. So that was not enjoyable. But then they still don't play Tina Pow Pow. I don't know why you're not playing Pow Pow in a game like this when Jordan Canada and Alicia Gray can't hit the broadside of a barn. You have a good guard in Tina Pow Pow who played at South Carolina. Put her in the game. She can shoot the ball. She's shooting it, let me pull up her numbers, 49% from the field, 47% from deep. Here's the thought, put her in the game when Jordan Canada is 2 of 13. But they did not do that, and they lost by 7. So that one hurt. We had the Sparks minus 11.5. The Sparks scored 92. Unfortunately, that does not matter when you let the Sun score 88 and shoot 50% from the field. Should I have laid 11.5 with the Sparks? Probably not. They did get their home win, so it's cool for them. But I guess the main notion here is never lay double digits with the Sparks because they're not a real basketball team. And we might have to start betting the Sun. The Sun have covered 3 games in a row, and their next game is a home game versus the Fever. That is gonna, I'm gonna have to bet the Sun there, and that's gonna be absolutely disgusting. Anyway, next game, we had the Storm minus 6. This was a weird game. First quarter, the Storm lost 16-10, 26 points, or scored total. Then, the Storm win the second quarter by 3, so they're down 3 at halftime. They then win the third quarter by 11. They have an 8-point lead going into the final quarter. They lose the final quarter by 13 points, 27-14. They lose the game 74-69. Storm shoots 36% from the field, 37% from deep. They tie the offensive rebound battle. They lose the turnover battle by 1. This was just a very ugly basketball game. And it was the main problem, Gabby Williams, points, rebounds, and assists, never stood a chance. 22.5. She finished with 15, 2 of 9 from the field, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 2 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. This was probably the worst game I've seen from the Storm all season. Maybe besides the Connecticut game where they gave up like 95 points. But from an offensive perspective, 100% the worst game I've ever seen. Nneka Ogwumike, 5 of 15. Gabby, 2 of 9. Skylar Diggins, 4 of 14. Erica Wheeler, 2 of 7. Alicia Clark off the bench, 0 of 3. The only one who actually played well was Ezzy, who dropped 19, 7, and 1 on 7 of 13 from the field. Everyone else had a conniption in the middle of the court. Then, for the Mystics side of things, Sonia Citron, 17 points. Kiki Iriafan, double-double. You had Brittany Sykes, 19, 4, and 4. Steph Dolson played 18 minutes of basketball. Why? I don't know. But that is it. That is how we go 4 and 6. I've complained enough. The ban list will be back to normal for tomorrow, but Arike just had to be on it a numerous amount of times for not making a single basket in her return to action. How many minutes she play? She played 27 minutes of WNBA basketball, shot it 10 times, and not one of them motherfuckers went in the hoop. How do you do that? You simply be Arike Ogunbowale. All right, let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. First game we got, it is the Minnesota Lynx and the Chicago Sky. I'm going to take the Sky at home plus 10.5. I'm going to rock the under 161.5. These two teams just played 2 days ago. I'm going to run back literally both same bets. I don't think the Lynx are in any position to be beating a team on the road by double digits currently. And I don't think we're going to see the same hot scoring start as we did the previous game. Rachel Bannon started off like 3 of 4 from deep in the first 5 minutes. There was like 50 points scored in the first quarter. Don't think we're going to see that again. That game slowed way down in the second half. That is more of the style of basketball I think we're going to see. Lynx 18-4 on the year. These two teams just played. The Sky won that game 87-81. They have not covered the spread against the Sky the entire season. They're 0-2 regular season. They're 0-4 if you want to include the preseason, which for my notion, I will. I have not been impressed with this team at all since they got absolutely housed in the Commissioner's Cup game. They just don't have the same bite offensively. If Nafisa Collier and Courtney Williams are not playing well, they're just not going to win. Doesn't matter how good of defense you play. If your main two aren't playing well, you're not going to get it done. Then you have Kayla McBride, whose shooting numbers have been atrocious recently. Alana Smith down low is playing through injury. Bridget Carlton at times doesn't even seem like she's on the court. And then off the bench, you're really not getting the same production from Shepherd as you would have wanted. So I don't think they're playing well. I don't know why they're laying double digits to a team they just lost to. Sky, 7-13 on the year. Surprisingly, with Cardoso back in the lineup, her and Angel Reese looked really, really good on the court at the same time. They're giving Angel more the point forward now that Vandersloot's out for the year. Haley Van Lith has basically been benched. It is Ariel at point guard, and then they slide in Ariel Atkins whenever they want. They've been playing really good recently. I don't see a reason why not to back them straight up on the money line. They're 4-4 at home. They just beat this team. I don't think that was a fluke victory. A serious struggle down low to stop Cardoso and Reese. Alana Smith doesn't have the size for it. Carlton doesn't have the size for it. Shepherd doesn't have the size for it. I just don't see how they're going to do it. So give me the Sky. Give me the under 161.5. Next game we got, I think this is the game of the night. Mercury and the Valkyries. Give me the Mercury plus 1.5 on the road. Give me the over 158.5. I think we have the wrong team favored. Mercury, they do have some key questionable injuries here, but they've already proven they can beat this team and other good teams shorthanded. The Valkyries just got back from a road trip. I don't see why they're laying a number to a team who has, in my opinion, the MVP of the league on their team. Mercury, 14-6 on the year. They just beat the Lynx at home by 8 points without Satu Sabali and Kalia Copper. It was literally Alyssa Thomas. That's it. I think they've been the best team probably the entire year with 18 on the court. One of the best teams overall. They are ranked second in points per game, first in threes made a game at 10. Their defense is ranked third overall. If Satu Sabali or Kalia Copper plays, this line flips all the way through 0. Probably goes to the Mercury minus 2.5, 3.5. If neither of them play, I still have major confidence in this Mercury team. Alyssa Thomas is the GOAT. Valkyries, they are 10-10 on the year. They've lost 3 out of their last 4 games straight up, and those were all against the legitimate basketball teams in the W. They've already played this Mercury team this year. They lost by 9 points in Phoenix, and that was when the Mercury did not have Alyssa Thomas or Kalia Copper. It was them versus Satu Sabali and company. This is a bad matchup. The Mercury have size. And again, if Copper or Sabali plays, this line flips and the Mercury are a favorite. So I will take them plus 1.5, not knowing if either of them are playing. All right, now we got 2 player props, one of which we have a number for, the other which we don't, but I really don't think it matters. They're not going to set her line high enough for me not to take it. First one, Angel Reese. We're going points, rebounds, and assists over 30.5. We've been taking this for a while. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. She's been playing ridiculously good basketball. And I saw her and Cardoso on the court at the same time. With Angel running point forward, it works. I don't know how she's doing it, but she still gets her rebounds. She still gets her points. She's good. Last game, she dropped 19, 11, and 4 for 34 PRA on 8 of 14 from the field. I saw her take Nafisa Collier one-on-one in a turnaround fader away from the hoop and absolutely go Drano mode in her face. That was enough for me. I'm going to take this until she doesn't hit it with Cardoso on the court. It's been going too well not to take this. Too low of a number 2. With Cardoso not on the court, we saw this sitting around 34, 35. Now that she's back, it drops 5 points to 30.5. That's simply too low. So give me the over there. Then I'm going to take AT PRA over. I don't know what the number is going to set at. They're probably waiting for Kalia Copper and or Satu Sabali news. If I had to guess, it's probably going 34, 35.5. I don't care what they set it at. It's not going to be enough. If the WNBA season were to end today, I think Alyssa Thomas would 100% be my MVP vote. She is averaging 15 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds a game. That's damn near a double-double. She's doing all of this without Sabali and Copper for the most recent portion, and her team is 14-6. This team was not supposed to be that good this year. Obviously, they were supposed to be like top 7, top 8. Currently, the Mercury are a top 3 team. I would argue they are the number 1 team when healthy. I will take AT, Kalia Copper, Satu Sabali over anyone on the Liberty, the Fever, the Lynx. I don't care. I think this is the best team in the WNBA. Alyssa Thomas, points, rebounds, assists, to the moon. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.